Good day everyone. Today I'm going to demo the REST API for this esp32 LED controller on setting the LED node. So the method for this set LED node will be the post method. Okay, so this is the overall input JSON data where the input address is actually a mandatory input and then the LED state is actually an optional input. So later I will explain why the address is actually a mandatory input and the LED state, which is a red power intensity or either blue power intensity, is actually optional data. Okay, so first we try to set the three LED like on together, like power on, red on, blue on, and green on. So we try to send to the LED controller. As we can see that we actually receive back a status message of 200 with a message of OK. So you can actually see on the camera where the red, green and blue LED eventually light up. So we also can actually we want to turn off the red, we can use back this function to actually send it back. You can see that the red actually turned off. So besides of turning the power on or off, we can also change the intensity of the LED node. Like I want to change to 20. Besides that, I would like to show if the JSON input parameter was repeated on the same column. Like if the user actually mistaken to put two intensity together, like 20, and then I put 100 over here. So if I try to send it, it will actually not sending back the error message. They will give back a OK, but it will take the most latest data, which is this 100 instead of this 20, as you see on this console, as the input parameter that they got. Okay, so now before we go into another example, I want to explain about why the address is mandatory. So let's give an example, like if the address is not there. So for example, on this where the address is actually not inside this set LED node. So when I try to send it, you actually get back a status 406, which is a node address given. So it will expect an error return as the address are not exist in the JSON data. So the address is actually mandatory. This is because there will be a multiple LED set in the Ginger farm, where each LED set have their own R and G and B LED light. So if you're asking the LED controller to actually control the LED light, the LED set address must be given so that they are able to actually control to the right LED set. Like if I have 10 set in the farm, like I want to control the 9 LED, so I must give the address of 9 to actually tell the LED controller to control the right LED set for the R, G and B power or intensity. So now I would like to also discuss on another example where the address is there, but the address is actually not available, like this invalid address. Okay. So for example, in this Ginger farm where it's only one LED is available, which is address 1. So the address 2 is actually invalid, where it's either unavailable or the LED node is actually offline. So we actually, when you try to send it, we actually return back an error message also, which is a status 404, where the address is unavailable. So this message will be returned back when the LED is actually unavailable, it's not inside the system, or either the LED node is available but it's offline, either the power is not on, or even the connection is broken or some else. So for another example, right, it's like the JSON data is only have the address, like it's this address 1. So when I try to send it, we actually return back a normal status, which is a accepted status, which is status okay. So the reason why the address only is actually acceptable in this JSON data, right? This is because there's a 3 color in different LED node. So if we create each API for each color, will be very inefficient. So we try to put all the red, green and blue function into one JSON data. So we just use one function to actually control that three LED, which is R, G and B, with the power and the intensity. So instead of separating each function for red, green and blue, we actually combine them into one function and making the LED state as an optional input. So where the user can just change either 3 colors for R, 2 colors for RGB, and then 2 colors for R or G, or even 1 color, like I just want to change blue, something like this. We just want to change blue. So I want to turn off my blue, and then I want to set my blue as intensity of 12. So you can see on my screen, actually the blue is turning off, and then I change my blue into intensity of 12. So like just now I say, if it's only choose none, which is only address, it will ask the controller actually to do nothing. So if you try to send it, you will still get back the OK status, and then the LED controller will do nothing. So where this is the example just now I explained about, where we can just control either 2 or even 1 color LED. Just like this, I want to turn on my blue, and then turn off my green. Just like this. And you can see on the screen, the blue is turned on and then green is turned off. So that the user does not require to actually remember all the previous configuration of the respective LED color. So you no need to like, I need to remember back my red is actually on or actually off. So for this function, we just need to put whatever we want to change. If we does not want to change, we just no need to include it in our JSON data. Okay, lastly, I would like to demo with the invalid JSON data input, which is given a red, blue and green, but the comma here is actually missing. So which is the wrong JSON package. So when I try to send, so I will actually getting back a status of 400, which is JSON malform, to actually inform the user that this JSON package is actually wrong format, or either something wrong, to let the user know this is a JSON problem, instead of like the address is missing, or even the address is invalid. Like for this example, the address is not here, but you won't throw that the address is not there. You will just throw that the JSON have some error there. So that's all for my demo. Thank you.